for many years, I think, these two ideas of peace are fighting, of course, because there are two, in the world. What kind of peace we try to make, what kind of peace we try to keep, and what is the best way to achieve peace? The left way and the right way. And of course, the right way is the right. But one way was to disregard and ignore and maybe cancel who you are. And then when there is no difference between people, then you might have peace. I think that the main example to this attitude, of course, was the song Imagine. No people, no religion, no nations, no borders, and then we'll have peace. And the other way is to be exactly who you are, to emphasize who you are, to emphasize your identity, to emphasize your religion, to emphasize your nationality, and then you can bring peace. Why? Because when the most famous, I think the most famous, the way the Bible speaks about peace is the peace between the two parts of the Jews. And the pasuk, the verse says, hold those two, it's not a good translation, sticks, but it's trees in your hand, and it will become one. If you ever try to connect two pieces of wood, if you have it, if they have no migraot, how would you say migraot? Folds. They won't stick, it will slide. They won't hold it to each other. If you have folds in one and the other, and then they will complete each other, they will hold, they will stick together. And I think that the idea behind the Abraham Accord was exactly that. And I think that's why the potential of the Abraham Accord is so big. Because no one has to give away his identity, his history, his views, his ideas to get into the Abraham Accords. It's the other way around. Be exactly who you are. If you're in, and I want to use this opportunity to give my condolences to the Emirates and the passing of the late president. But if you're coming from the Emirates, be exactly who you are. If you're coming from Morocco, if you're coming from Egypt, and of course if you're coming from Israel, be exactly who you are. Be connected to your roots even more than you were before, and use this piece to be more connected to your identity, to your history, to your faith, and to your future. And I think that's the promise behind the Abraham Accords. I think it must be. We need to teach our children in the education system, and I think that's the most important languages. I would want the Arabic to be in the Israeli school system, that every child in Israel will know Arabic. We need to know the Arabs that are inside Israel, but also, and even more important, the Arabs that surround us. And I think the other parts will also benefit from learning Hebrew, and understanding the culture, understanding the religion, understanding. I heard the people that spoke before me. I think that's the challenge, and I think that if we will succeed in doing so, I think the fruits of the Abraham Accords will be sweeter for all of us, all around those places and all around the world.